Okay, hi. So I'm going to share a quick story about how I kind of knew or what solidified for me the fact that I really wanted to be a teacher. I know this feels random. Sometimes my videos are going to be absolutely random. It's okay, just go with me. Um, so I, growing up, I wanted to be a teacher. And I didn't really pursue it because in my head, teaching meant like elementary, junior high, high school, secondary school and primary school. And I was pretty sure I didn't want to do that. Um, but really had never considered like, oh, there's such a thing as teaching in college and teaching in other ways and teaching adults. Until I was already an adult, much later in life. But one of the things that happened, and then I'll continue with other videos sharing other things that happened that were like, ew, yeah, you keep coming back to the teaching thing. And so I was without a job. And because I had been part of a reduction in force and I was without a job. And there's a bank, a large bank, and I'm not going to name names. I'm going to do my best not ever to try to like name names and things. So there was a bank, and in the paper, tells you how long ago this was, but in the paper, because I was looking for a job and wanted in the ads was a paper. Slow down, Diane. So was a job posting for management trainees at this bank. And I thought, well, okay, I've never thought, I mean, I had only worked in corporate world and not banking. And I thought, well, I need a job. So I'll just apply and see what happens. So I got accepted into this management training program. And you had to decide if you wanted to be retail, meaning, you work in one of the branches, or if you wanted to be like on the production side, so like in one of their like warehouses and things. And I was pretty sure I didn't want to be retail, but as I get older and I think about that now, I think I totally should have gone to retail. um and my brother Jack has said to me, oh, I just used a name. My brother Jack said to me, before I accept, he was like, I don't think you're gonna like that. I was like, he don't know, what's he know? But I should have listened because he had worked in a bank before. Okay, I probably should listen to that. But hindsight and all. So I get accepted into this program. So the way it worked was we would go up to Cleveland for training. So this is when I was living in Columbus, right? So we go up to Cleveland for training. You'd be in there most of the week for training, learning about the bank and learning about like doing presentations, like what you might think, like doing some management training, people skills, all that kind of stuff. And then you'd go to where you would be working. And then you would work there like a day or two out of the week. And then it would like kept on, I think it was like a 6 week program. Okay. I don't know what week I was in. Okay. I don't know what week I was in, but we're up in Cleveland. We're in the class and we had done presentations and I was amazing, of course. And I really love the trainers. I really love the people that were training us. And it was this like two, sometimes three people. And at the end of one, before I and they paid for us to be in Cleveland. Um, but it was the night before I was supposed to go back home to Columbus. And then the next day I was going to be in the um, distribution center or whatever it's called. So I went to the guy. Um, And I said to him, I was like, can we talk? And he was like, yeah, like, come in my, I'm like, yeah. And I said, so I want to do what you're doing. Okay. I literally said to him, now I'm in there for management training. I literally said to him, I want to do what you're doing. I want that. And he kind of looked at me like, um, okay. And he was like, well, like, that's not what we hired you for. Right. He said, that's not what we hired you for. And I said, no, yeah, I get that. But yeah, I don't like going to the distribution. Like, I don't like when I'm there. But when I'm here, I love it. And you guys up there, I'm thinking, I can see myself doing that. I want to do what you're doing. Long story short, they were like, no, because we hired you into a management training program. Now, I'm just going to say this about companies. Sometimes you need to be able to listen to the people and make adjustments and pivot. They would have been better off listening to me and saying, okay, let's figure out what we can do to get her on this side. We've already seen her present. We know she's good. So what can we do? No, they didn't do that. They were like, that's not what we hired you in here for. Don't be rigid. Don't be so rigid. And so what did I do? I got back to Columbus the next day, and I'm at the distribution center and I'm working. I had to do stuff and I worked. I thought, no more. I am quick. If something doesn't serve me, even if I thought it would serve me, if it's not serving me and I can't see how you're gonna serve me, I don't do that. I am not the person who will stay at a job 20 and 30 years, but the job isn't making me happier and the job doesn't serve me. I don't do that. Now, I firmly believe in not leaving a job before you have another one. I do 90% of the time believe that is how that should go. But I was in that distribution center, and all of a sudden I was like, I started typing a resignation letter. I sent it off to the head, and he called me in. And he was like, Diane, we're, sorry to see you go. And I was, I gave 2 weeks notice, which was the thing at that time. I gave 2 weeks notice. And he was like, I hope you understand, because this is a bank, we have to ask you to leave now. Okay, now I wasn't expecting that. Okay, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. He's like, but we're going to have to ask you to leave now. We'll still pay you for 2 weeks. I thought, well, yeah, get me up out of here. And that was it. But that was like one of the first times that I was like, yeah, I really want to be doing that. I want to be up in front of people. I want to be, and so, and I'll continue to share how that kind of desire to do that, to teach, has constantly come up through my working life, and how I've constantly been given opportunities to do said teaching, just in ways that I didn't think. So don't always look for the obvious. Like sometimes the things that we want to do and the things that we love to do don't show up in an obvious way. And sometimes we have opportunities to do things that we love, things that fill us in ways that are not so obvious. So I'll share more ways that it has shown up for me in ways that were not so obvious. Okay,